Okay, we have almost covered the gamut of conversions that you can be given in chemistry, in introductory chemistry. Um, I want to talk about density. Density is mass over volume. It's commonly written as grams over milliliters. And then that could be the same thing as grams over cubic centimeter because 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter, and that could be gram over cc because in medicine, instead of saying cubic centimeter, they say a cc. So even though they don't write ones on the bottom, when they write nothing on the bottom, that means one. So let's solve this problem. The density of molten aluminum is 2.7 grams per cubic centimeter. You have 28 grams. How much volume do you have? So molten aluminum, sometimes I have students ask me this, what it means. It just means melted. The metal has been melted. And again, we have two amounts right here. So we have to figure out where to start. Medical math is exactly the same, where you're giving multiple amounts, but you always start with the one that has only one unit. So we start with grams. This density, we don't always think of it as an equivalence, but we can rewrite it, and density is actually an equivalence. We can say 2.70 equals 1 cubic centimeter. That way the 1 cubic centimeter can go on top or can go on bottom, depending on what we need to cancel out. In this case, 28.0 grams, and then we put the 2.70 grams on bottom, which isn't how we're used to seeing density, but it doesn't matter because density is just an equivalence, and we just say grams per milliliter by convention. So we can always flip them. But the number always goes next to grams, and the 1 will always go next to milliliter or cubic centimeter or cc. Again, all mean the same thing. Now, density calculations can be infinite. They could measure density to an infinite number of places. So we started with 3 significant figures. Since we have a decimal and they wrote a 0, all of them are counting. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bothered to write that 0 there. So we do 28 divided by 2.7. We follow the sig fig rule for division and multiplication, and we get 10.4. Notice grams have canceled out, so we have milliliters. Or we could say cubic centimeters. Or we could say cc. All are correct. So as soon as you see density, I always tell my students to immediately write it like this. Write it as however many grams equal 1 milliliter or 1 cubic centimeter, so that you quit seeing it as just a number that you're not sure how to use. I know that when you're doing density calculations, there is a pyramid trick, or you can put D and then M and V, and you can remember which way you go. But you have to memorize this trick. Instead of memorizing the trick, just go with what you've always learned with units and equivalents. Always start with the unit that is by itself, and then use anything that's a per as an equivalence and put the grams on bottom because they have to cancel out on the diagonal, and it has to go with the 1 milliliter. So automatically you get your correct answer, and then just go back and check your sig figs.